What you got? I don't hear it either. Oh, we're not. We have no sound.
Hang on. No,
Wait a minute. There must be something in the other room. Check the room.
I am so confused.
It's
Not plugged in.
Housekeeping.
I am confused.
Paul's just plugging shit in, dude.
No, I can't.
It's like he went in there. He went in.
Yeah,
there.
because we need the.
Hold on. 1 second. You can't hear us.
Nobody's on anyway.
I hear a diesel truck.
We may not even be live yet.
Wait a minute. This motherfucker.
Diesel truck pulling in here.
No, it says live.
Where's this
It
plugged
is.
into?
It's in the power. So it's the the plug is missing.
Oh no. Chad went out there.
I am confused.
Housekeeping?
nope. Under here.
Hello.
We'll put that end in here and this end into the mic. I'm sorry.
Oh, here's
I
something.
hear static. Static. Electricity.
Oh God.
That don't sound good, dude. Oh, there we go.
Now it's on.
There you go.
Yes.
Yes. I don't think nobody's on yet, though. Did you share it yet? Are we live?
We are.
Minor technical difficulties.
Yes. Slight.
Can I cut
Let's
my
fix
headphones?
No,
Now we're
the
good.
microphone off.
There we go.
It is Friday Night Shenanigans. As you hear by the
Friday
theme song, or one of many theme songs. But we have an awesome show tonight. It's obviously the only reason I'm going to do this because I've been thinking about it all night. The reason why we're going to introduce ourselves tonight is because we do have a special guest coming on. So we'll go from Rob all the way to Paul. Rob, go ahead and give us a little bit of introduction so that we can have a good understanding of what's going on.
Well, this was a surprise. Am I supposed to introduce myself?
Absolutely.
Riverboat Rob, Gunpowder Hammer, Tony Schultz,
He's
Arch
modded
Enemy,
too.
What's
Ranger
up, Pete?
Ranger Ramon's arch enemy.
That's correct.
And which one of you motherfuckers are coming in second?
What's going on, guys? I know we already talked about it. It is Friday night. Tony Schultz here. Ranger Ramon, as you guys on the Joppatown Gunpowder have noticed. And speaking of introductions, we have the beautiful
There we
Chad.
go, Phoebe.
Please introduce.
You got to introduce yourself now. You came in at the wrong time.
Hey, babe.
I'm sorry. Hello. I was just
She brought us-
bringing
she
beer.
brought-
What do you have with us, Phoebe? Please hold it up so with all the
This
fans.
is a prized possession. She has Bud Light.
Bud Latte.
Yes.
Not Bud Light,
Woo!
Bud Latte.
Thank you.
I am
Thank you very much.
Oh,
We broke the chair.
Do you need anything?
no, thanks, babe.
And then next up, Seabass.
That's me.
That's you. That's
That
it.
is
You. That's your whole intro.
So,
swim
dude,
bait
this week.
specialist.
So for this
Mega
week,
Bass Pro Staff Sea Bass.
Swim bait specialist.
Ooh, I like that.
I'm okay with
I
that.
kind of
Yeah.
like
I'm not
I
I'm
like
not
that.
upset about that.
Yeah.
Swim bait specialist. That has been a grind recently. Actually, I caught those glide bait fish a while ago, and ever since then, it's kind of slowed down for me a little bit. However, I did take a full day, and I dedicated myself to going out and catching some fish on one of my favorite crankbaits in my arsenal, the UMA lures cranks.
Oh.
And
Nice.
I absolutely ruined some fish on the UMA lure skinny shad.
That big swim bait game is hit or miss. Gotta stick with it. It's grind.
So it is definitely situational.
Yeah.
In my opinion, in my experience, you have to pick and choose when it's time to utilize a big bait and when it's time to stick to a conventional form of fishing.
Now-
I saw something Monday that I think is one of the reasons you were catching them on the big bait.
Hold on. We didn't finish the introductions though. And Paul effing Banner.
I just didn't want to.
Matters.
I just wanted to finish my thought there. I saw some big gizzard
he
shad
still
in the
wanna introduce
gunpowder,
himself.
which makes sense that you were catching them on that big glide bait.
Yeah,
I mean, like gizzard shad like this.
yeah.
They're swimming around like schools of like 5 to 10 of them.
That particular bait is everywhere through there, and
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are just a lot of people look at some of the baits that I throw and they're like, no bass is going to eat that. Like nothing is going to eat that. Nothing out there is big enough to eat that. And I'm like, I don't think you understand what like a main forage is where we fish.
It's fall and those gizzard shad are moving up into the creeks and stuff. So
What's up, B-Rye?
What's up, Brian? Are we talking about the depths?
I'm talking about my KBG Chad, my Working Class Zero Citizens, even a mag draft for that matter, 6-inch mag.
I got to get out there and throw
S,
the donk.
S waiver?
The donk.
The donk.
S waiver?
But don't.
They're in the arsenal. I don't throw them often.
You don't throw the S waiver?
I'll throw the S waiver in territory that I'm not familiar with
I like the S waiver.
because I'm not as familiar. I'm not as scared to get it hung up and maybe lose it.
So glide bait versus swim bait.
I didn't get to do an introduction.
Oh, shit. Paul effing Batters.
So I'm Paul Batters, co-host with Chad of Tackle Talk Tuesdays here on Bass and Beer Radio. I don't know how to fish, so
It's
know.
Paul
How to fish.
effing Batters. If you ain't on no fish and Paul takes you fishing, he will put you on.
I mean,
Did
I'll
I
put
know?
myself on them.
Did that work?
I think
No.
you
Don't
gotta
wait.
listen.
Paul,
I think
don't-
you gotta be special to get
Paul-
to get a
Paul's too
spot on
humble.
the boat, though.
I don't share my boat with just anyone.
Paul's too humble because he took me out. And he was smashing them. I wasn't catching nothing. He said, "Rob, get up on the front of the boat, dude." I called enough and put me on him. That's why he's Paul effing Batters. He will put you on fish.
Yeah, but I had so many electronics up there, Rob got confused.
Yeah. He was trying to. He was like, "Just look at the 360." I'm like, "But I don't see nothing." He was like, "You can't see that." Like it was the whole thing. But it's Paul effing Batters.
It was pretty funny. I'm like, look, you can't see the grass over there. He's like, no, what are you looking at? Right there.
It's pretty much how it went. It's pretty much true. Paddle tail swim bait or glide bait?
Situational.
It's situational, but I'm gonna say out loud that my confidence bait right now is a paddle tail swim bait.
Yeah.
I have good confidence in a paddle tail swim bait. So actually, the last time that I produced my bite off of my glide bait, the catch off of my glide bait was a bite off of my paddle tail. So I actually followed up on a bite with my paddle tail in shallow water. We were fishing about 1 foot to 3 foot of water. I had a bite on my paddle tail. It didn't land. Instead of following it up with something else, like a small, conventional lure, I followed it up with an erratic glide bait motion in the general area, and that fish destroyed.
Are we talking Kitech or like a
No, we're
3-inch
talking
Kitech?
6-inch,
The bag drag.
6-inch paddle tail, 7-inch paddle tail to a 7-inch glide.
So
bait.
we're talking big swim bait.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the ratio of bite, to catch, ratio as far as conventional to big bait. In my opinion, you go out there, you can pattern fish with your conventional lures, and then if that pattern that you're seeking is kind of there, then you can start to kind of experiment with the larger baits. But at the same time, I've also had times where nothing that I was throwing conventionally would get bit, so I just completely upped the profile of the bait that I was throwing, and I got bit.
The one thing I remember too, and this is something that I learned from listening to Pete Glusek, when the water gets high, throw a bigger bait.
Yeah.
So when you have like a real high, like a super high tide, that's going to be that might be a good time to throw like that big glide bait.
That big glide
That was
bait
my
gets up
question.
above those grass lines
Yep.
more, doesn't get hung up in that grass.
That was my question for you, Paul. Do you ever throw big? Do you throw big swim baits like that?
Yeah, not as much as Chad did.
Yeah,
but I dabble around in it. I throw a mag draft quite a bit, but I really just started getting into throwing glide baits.
What about you, Tony? You a swim bait guy?
I am a swim bait guy. However, my
3-
version of a swim bait
3.5.
is
Is it Kitech?
Yeah,
Kitech 3.8 on a quarter
Yeah.
ounce jig head
it's
Me too.
or an underspin.
at the largest. I'm all the way from the 3.8 down to like the 2.8.
Yeah.
Most of the time in between, I like that 3.5, the swing impact 3.5 on either an 1/8 ounce or a quarter ounce. And again, I like to say it's a smallmouth bait, but it isn't always. I mean, for me, it's actually kind of a search bait. Like
It's something I throw. I do throw it a lot for largemouth in the fall.
Turney
Yeah.
gets scared when a bait has a bigger profile than he does.
Friday night shenanigans. Before I forget, around 9 o'clock, we have Logan Parks joining us.
Woo!
The winner of the Bass Pro Shop U.S. Open, the $1 million tournament that they had this year. Also fished very well in the Bassmaster Opens this year and did very well on the Chesapeake as well.
Yeah.
And he will be joining us later tonight around 9ish. So stay tuned. You don't want to miss that.
Definitely looking forward to that.
I do want to, before we get too started, I want to give a shout out and wish good luck to Jason Stevens. That's Kevin's cousin. He won one of the Thursday nighters with Kevin.
Yeah.
He's fishing the Maryland State Kayak Bass Fishing Championship tomorrow.
Nice.
Okay.
So I just want to say good luck to him. Hope he does well. He's a hammer. Yeah, I'm sure he'll catch him.
Yeah.
He's really good fisherman.
I don't know. I opened up my Facebook today and it was Kevin flying down his neighborhood in a golf cart.
I'm pretty sure that was his son, but
Was it his son? I don't know. All I said was Kevin Parsons and like fucking golf
I just
cart
saw the
going
same
up.
thing.
I saw it too. I think it might have been his son. I think it might be right. I don't know. I didn't pay that much attention. I'm just like, okay. You know. And Kevin, you know, he's a hammer. You and Kevin went out earlier this week.
Yeah, we went out this week. I caught him pretty good. I
Yeah.
had about 17 pounds.
Nice.
And come down the gunpowder.
They're definitely starting to chew. They're definitely pushed up right now.
Yeah, I mean, I call it all but
way back or without giving up too much. Or
a little bit everywhere.
yeah.
So I caught some in the canals. I caught some back in the quarry.
Yeah, that's
but
the
it's-
fall for
It's
you.
that fun fall fishing. I mean, I caught most of my fish on a square bill. You know, it was had a
Per the
good
normal,
time.
your tide pattern is like crucial.
Oh yeah.
and they were shallow.
Yeah.
They were real shallow.
Fall,
Yeah.
straight fall.
Hey,
Typical fall
Deborah, how you
pattern.
doing tonight? Thanks
Just
for joining
throwing
in with us.
Hey, Deborah, what's good? Brian Dyson, what's up? Pete, what's up?
Square bill and a sink.
Got a couple other people
Yeah.
on there. Square Bill and the Cinco. Sounds like a rap song. Dude.
Square Bill and a Cinco. I have definitely had
Mountain
some
Dew
success
and
recently on
Copenhagen.
chatterbaits.
Yeah. I don't even think I think Kevin caught one on chatterbait that night. Yeah, he caught one on chatterbait.
Yeah, he's a chatterbaiting fool. He loves
Then I got
chatter. Jack.
After I caught about 5 on a square bill, he finally picked up a crankbait and caught one on crankbait.
Yeah, he had to convince him by
Why would
catching
you
5.
not want to though? That's a great bite.
You got to catch 5. Okay, I'll pick it up now.
I mean, it was like I just looked at the water and I'm like, I had a square bill tied on already. I was like, I'd throw spinnerbait around, didn't catch anything. I'm like, yeah, this looks like. I mean, it's just like the water clarity and everything. Just said to me, said square bill. I picked it up. I caught one on the first cast.
Strike
Caught one
king.
on the second cast. I actually was throwing a strike king because I had my random. It was just my like random co-angler bag, which I just threw a box of square bills into. Like so I have a box of like extra square bills that I don't keep on the boat. And
So if somebody
just
else
grabbed that
needs it
and-
or some shit.
well, no, it's just the one.
Well, you said it's co-angler. So what is
it's
that?
if I'm fishing as co-angler.
My
Okay,
wife
So
is
if I'm going
on
to somebody else's boat, like I just threw a co-angler bag together
Gotcha.
to go out, and like the one crankbait box, I just looked through like all my extra crankbaits and was like, yeah, that'll do. I just grabbed. It was just a whole box.
And it was a
of
strike king, which I guess.
Yeah.
That's insane.
It was a 1.5 in chartreuse sexy shad.
Oh,
And I got
sexy
the
shad.
deal done.
Yep.
The
My wife
sexy
is
shad.
on.
The sexy
Hi,
shad.
Maria. The
Thank
sexy shad color, you know. Well, I know
That's
the
just
story.
like that's always a go-to, honestly.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Usually, I usually don't go with the sexy shad. I don't throw just sexy shad a lot. I throw chartreuse sexy shad.
So without getting too into everyone's juice, does anyone have a good opinion one way or another about the Storm Arashi crankbaits? Because they're like my personal favorites.
Yeah,
The
they're
Storm
badass.
Arashi crankbait.
Yes.
I'm
Love
not
badass
a-
crankbait.
Absolutely.
I'm not a
love
huge fan of them, but I've caught fish on them.
I
I
have
mean, they're definitely
absolutely-
they definitely catch
Absolutely
fish.
zero experience on them.
It's a good crankbait, but the one you mentioned earlier, I don't know if you want me to say the name. Let's just say it's made by Spro.
them. Oh yeah, we can't talk.
What's
about
up,
that.
Mark Jarton? That's
So-
what-
Oh, Jake, in
Here's
this
the
Yeah,
house.
interesting
Jake on-
thing.
Jake, honestly, dude, I don't know what you're doing, man. I want to hear about this Ranger experience, though.
Yes.
I gotta say, what's up, Mom?
Yes.
Love you.
So
Before we
wait,
hear
this-
about Jake's Rangers,
we have a special guest coming on here around 9:00, but I would love to hear about Jake's Ranger experience.
What
tonight,
happened?
too.
I didn't know anything happened.
He said he went to look at it and it was
Can you get Jake on real
Can we
quick?
send him the link?
Jake, you trying to jump on real quick? Tell us what's going on.
He said what he told me. He said the gel coat was just trash.
Really?
Yeah.
He's got the same Ranger that Dyson has.
Nitro.
He's got the same Nitro. He was
I'm
going
sorry,
to buy a
Nitro.
Ranger today.
Not Ranger. I'm sorry, y'all. I know how you are about your Ranger.
Thank you.
Nitro.
One
I'm
more
sorry.
time and you're done.
Didn't mean to offend Ranger owners. But I believe that Jake and Brian Dyson have the same.
They
pretty
do.
much same boat. Yeah.
So
Nitro.
my whole thing that I like a lot about the Storm Arashi square bill is that the bill of it actually has a cutout for where the tie on it.
So all of the Storm Arashi baits have self-tuning Y ties.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty. I don't throw the square bill a lot, but I throw their trap, whatever their trap's called. The Storm Rattle. What is it? The Arashi Rattling Vibe or something like that.
Sure.
I've caught a ton of fish on those.
Jake said it's totally crap.
Oh, we got to hear about this.
Is it coming on? Come on, Jake.
I'm trying to find out how to get to his page
Or
so
make-
that I can send
make-
him
Make
a-
Jordan.
Make Jarton.
That's well. You're also.
We
Yeah,
got a little bit of time. Yeah.
There you
Come
go.
on, Jake.
Yeah, we got some time. We got about probably
There's a picture of the boat, though.
There's the old Nitro. How do we send him to the message?
go back to messages.
Well, you probably-
message
He's
items.
got,
might need to
he's
click on
got you
Messenger up here.
blocked. Oh, yeah. You're right. Thought he had you blocked, dude. It's like, fuck that. Motherfuckers always bothering me with weird shit.
make Jordan.
That's why my name is Make.
What am I supposed to click on?
Oh, it's because we're on Bass and Beer.
We should still be able to send messages though.
Yeah.
Well, but it's weird. Remember,
Yeah,
because
it's
sometimes
weird.
you can't tag people in it.
There you go.
That's Martin.
Yeah, that's Martin.
Martin's gay.
Is Martin
Most
on?
of the time.
Martin's only gay sometimes.
Here,
Most of the
click
time,
on this page. Oh, we already tried that, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Just send,
Well,
click send
Jake-
message. Click send message right there.
Yes.
There you go.
There we go.
There it is.
What's up, buddy?
We figured it
Control
out,
V.
Jake.
Where's
Control-
paste?
Hit Control V.
Control V.
Control V. It's peace.
You click on the text box and then
Now
Control
Control V. There you go.
Boom. I knew one day my skills as being
That was
worthless
freaking
on-
weird.
Control
Right.
C is copy. Control V is peace. No, that's
Yep.
Hey, old Make Jordan. Definitely check out that link and hit us up.
You said the top cap looked like rusted out metal.
The
Joker-
Joker on the top cat looked at rusted out metal with a
With some laminate over it. Spiderweb to all get out.
Ah.
That sucks.
I mean, it is definitely an older boat.
The
You know
only
what I'm
good thing
saying?
about it was the Yamaha.
I mean, that Yamaha is worth like 5 to 7.
Yamaha makes a nice motor. I think
I would say
if I would change my motor,
The only problem with that is like if you buy something like that, even to like part it out, like he definitely could have parted it out for more than 8,000, but then you have to get rid of the hull.
Mhm.
Getting rid of the hull is a pain in the ass.
Mm.
So,
River Dam Rob.
Stefan
River
Brown.
Dam Rob.
Hey, dude. I was just telling. It's funny that Stefan's on here because Tony was just telling me. Tony was telling me all about his workout and how much he deadlift and all. So Stefan's my bodybuilder friend.
oh, okay, hell yeah.
And I was just telling him about CT Fletcher. That's who
Right.
told me about Stefan. That's on here now.
Oh, okay, cool,
Yeah,
cool
he's-
beans.
He's like you, dude.
Hell
He's
yeah.
all
Dude,
tall.
Dude, Stefan's in the land of biggins.
South Carolina. Where at in South Carolina?
He
One
lives
of,
in the land of biggins.
my favorite lakes in the country is in South Carolina.
He made us
Is it
like eat
Santee?
this pre-workout
Murray.
powder.
Okay, nice.
So we'd be at work and he's like, "Take a shot of this powder." It's like this pre-workout powder, and then like
CT
all fucking
motherfucking
running
Fletcher.
around. Yeah, CT.
I like that shit.
Which one are you?
Columbia,
motherfuckers?
yeah,
Coming in second.
It was probably.
Yeah. Hey,
either,
what up, Stefan? That's my brother, man.
It was
So-
either Steel C4 or Beyond Raw Lit A.
So Rob,
I don't know, but it was
But
like
you
powder, and we would like eat it, and then like everybody would run around like all amped up.
So he actually just gave you cocaine.
It
Yeah,
might have
pretty
been,
much.
but it was blue. It was
So
like
Rob-
Oh, it
blueberry.
was
though.
C4.
Rob.
C4.
so you got a friend that was right on Lake Murray.
Right. Yeah, he's been asking me to come down.
Like, we need to go fish Lake Murray because Lake Murray is one of my favorite lakes in the country.
Well, you know, Dan that gets on here. He
Oh, he gave me some pre-workout.
He lives on.
Did y'all hop that on caffeine?
Yeah. It was like, all right, let's get some work done. Like everybody was all amped up and shit. Yeah, but Dan that gets on here, he lives on St. John's River as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So Stefan used to work with us at my company, and so did Dan.
Yeah, Stefan lives right on Lake Murray, man.
Yeah.
Lake Murray is an awesome lake.
Yeah.
It's really hard to fish because it's a blueback herring lake. So it's really hard to fish in the summertime. But man, in the springtime, you can crush some fish there.
So blueback herring are pretty like they run around quite a bit, right?
Yeah.
That's why they're tough to. That's why it's tough to.
Yeah, out
fish.
over deep water.
Yeah, that sucks.
I used to have right up.
It's cool though because you can
Lake Murray right up
get
the street.
6-7 pounders on top
See,
of water
Keith,
for like
motherfucker.
30 feet of water.
See, you might want to send. No, it's only 827.
So you want to throw things like this.
Oh, the shower blow. What the fuck kind of pencil is
I
that?
don't know,
What's
but I
the
You
like
gotta hold that up for the camera, dude. Come on.
Dude, this is the
It's
sickest
the
pencil
long,
ever, dude.
the long pencil.
It is the best pencil ever.
That's funny, isn't it? Dude? The long pencil.
Yeah.
Paul looked at it. He sat there. Paul was like,
It's a tree branch.
I
It's
thought
getting-
it was a
I'm getting
fucking
bark
Slim
all over
Jim
the paper.
It's leaving bark on the paper.
When you first laid it down, I thought it was a Slim Jim. I was like, you get Paul a Slim
Snap
Jim.
into a
Snap into a
slim.
Slim
No
Jim.
Slim Jims. No Slim Jims.
What else we got? What else is in the news? Beavis and Butthead.
Yes, please.
Got a couple tournaments coming up.
Yeah, so they got to open Conowingo next Sunday, I believe,
Next
the
Sunday.
23rd.
23rd.
I should be fishing that. I know there's a big bass open coming up on this Sunday, right?
Sunday.
The 18th,
Like a deer
16th,
show.
16th.
I'm fishing that.
That's to the northeast, right?
Yeah.
There's also fun news for those of you that probably aren't aware. I wasn't aware of it until recently, but the Team Outcast, shout out to Clint Clayton and John Jedry for starting that up, are starting the junior series again. So any of you guys out there that watch that have younger kids that fish, in that pre-high school age group, please let us know if you're interested, because I know some of the guys in my club are putting together a junior series. So basically what that means is you're able to captain your boat, and you have these younger guys and gals come on and fish a tournament with you. Obviously, you can't fish as a captain, but you get to run the boat and guide them and help them out along the way. Great job. It's a great, foot in the door to get these younger generation into bass fishing. And it's been very successful. So back in the past, Team Outcast Juniors had a lot of younger anglers in it. I know Greg Hall talked about it in one of our episodes a few months back, but a lot of the guys that came up through Team Outcast Juniors came up and were very, very, very successful. Obviously, the best example, this is probably Mike Duarte. The Duarte brothers fished the Team Outcast Junior Series. Andrew Sams. There's some other guys that fished through it.
I think Logan fished a junior. He fished for the Performance fishing team.
Logan
junior. Logan.
Parks.
No, that's who we're talking. Logan.
Oh, Logan.
Logan.
Crewman.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
cool.
can't pronounce his last name.
I don't know how to pronounce it either. I'm probably saying it wrong.
I think he fished. Mike Neary had mentioned that he fished.
Mike
in
Berry,
junior.
and then Justin something is another name, and I apologize for getting the names wrong. One of the guys Greg talked about is a guy that grew up in Team Outcast Juniors and is now a very good
Justin
fisherman.
Bronson.
Yes. Yep.
Justin's a really good fisherman.
Yeah. So it's a really good way to get, if you guys have, like I said, younger kids, nephews, nieces, or whatever that are expressed interest in fishing, now's the time. The Maryland Bass Nation has signed off on this, so there is support amongst the upper echelons of our state's level of fishing.
Smoke this.
Jesus Christ. So, please let us know if you want some more information. I'm happy to point you guys in the right direction with that, but it is one of those things that's coming along in the future. I volunteer to be a boat captain if I can. I really think a lot of times fishing is about giving back to those younger guys and gals that want to get into the sport, because
Absolutely.
at the end of the day, if there's nobody behind, Chad, our generation, then the sport's going to eventually die out and there won't be anything left for us. So definitely keep that in mind if you have those, like I said, those younger people around you.
Also, Middle River Bass stocking the river this week, aren't they?
Yes.
I
absolutely.
volunteered for Wednesday. I will be there Wednesday helping them stock.
I also volunteered for
Will you be there Wednesday? as well?
Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday at 8 a.m. We'll be on the Gunpowder, helping Middle River Bass stock the river. So if people don't know, the Thursday night, I don't know if it's the money comes from the Thursday nighters.
It's from the summer solstice
But it's from the summer solstice. So they either way they raise
and
money.
donations. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like our club always donates money every year. We donate like $300 every year.
so donations from other clubs and just people
And just people, yeah,
to stock the river.
local businesses.
From what I hear, we have some like 1.5 2-pound fish that we're going to be dumping
Yes.
in there.
Yeah, so I believe when Scott was on, he told us like the size of the fish is there's more money per size of the fish, and he wanted to get bigger fish this year, right?
Yeah, so they did the same thing last year. They stocked like 1.5 to 2.5 pound fish. Just thinking that it's better survival rate. You know, they don't have to worry about predation.
Yeah.
So, as far as I know from what I talked to Greg and Scott, they're going to do the same thing this year, and they're going to stock those like 2-pound class fish, which are that's good solid fish for us. To help build it back. And it's really starting to come. I mean, the gunpowder over the last couple of years has really started to come back.
Oh, here we go.
I'll bet you never guess where I'm taking my fish.
Oh,
What happened?
we had him.
We had Meg Jarton on. Jake,
We
please.
had
click
Mick
on the link
Jarton
again.
on. He was there.
Oh,
There
he's
he
back.
is.
He's back. Hold on a minute. We're getting him on.
Oh, there we go. I said it's Jake, not me.
It says
Does
Jake,
say Jake.
but his name is Mate.
Jake. I see a J.
You got to turn your camera on there, Jake.
Hey, Meg Jarton, can you hear us?
We hear
I
you.
hear something.
I can hear the.
Have a cop.
Okay. Somebody pull.
I had some
Somebody
issues.
Where's Martin?
out.
I haven't seen Martin. Where's Martin been at?
Martin's falling. Martin's asleep, so he can try to catch fish up.
He
on
was
the lake.
definitely on last week.
Was he?
You know, that's somebody who I would really like to have come on is Martin.
He want to do it. He's got some
hilarious.
really, and he's got some really good stories. He's done a lot.
Yeah, Martin's got good stories.
He's fished like at Ray Scott's house and stuff like that.
Yep.
His stories are really good. It'd be nice to get him on. He's no Paul effing Batters, but still.
Paul doesn't
hey,
matters ain't shit. I'm like 15 pounds.
15 pounds ain't shit, dude.
Hey, Deborah, I want to answer the question. What's going on with my my Ranger 19.8? So I took it up to Bowers. I dropped it off at Bowers Marina, and I got my paperwork taken care of for a warranty transfer. When I read over my warranty transfer from Bowers Marina, who is a highly rated marina, their service to me has been fantastic so far. I have nothing negative to say about them. They've been timely, and they've taken the time to answer my questions. When I turned in the warranty paperwork and I read over the warranty paperwork, they had written down in there that hook in the hull.
So potentially a hook in the hole.
So potentially there could be a hook in the hull of my Ranger bass boat, and that is what is giving me bow lift issues. Beyond that, obviously, there's still the fuel restriction issue to the gas tank. So that is where I'm at currently. Bowers is going to go over my Ranger. They're going to decide whether or not it needs to go back to Ranger's factory or whatever. And we're going to go from there. But so far, the customer service from Ranger and Bowers Marina's service has been fantastic. I don't have anything bad to say about it.
So what's the hook in the hull?
It's when you get a hook and it gets stuck in the hole, like a fish hook, when you set the hook.
Basically, what happens is
No, sorry.
so basically your transom comes down flat like this, right? And then your pad is supposed to come in flat like this.
Right.
So essentially, what happens is there's it'll come up like this. So you end up with like a drag here,
Wow. And that boat's like new.
Which
causes
so
when it hits that, it pushes the back end of the boat up, which pushes the nose down.
And drags and can't get no.
it's a
pickup.
2021 with, well, when I bought it, it had about
12
Like,
hours on it or something.
Yeah, it's like 12 or like 18 hours on it or
So
something.
new as hell.
I ran it just a little bit, and when Bowers scanned it, it had 20 hours on it. So Bowers turned it into Ranger with 20 hours on it.
So would that be like a
21
factory defect then?
It
That's
could be.
not something that just.
It could be.
happened?
It could be.
It could be from impact. It could be. It could be from a
What
variety
you
of
run
things.
Yeah.
into, dude?
Could be a bad
I
weld.
I mean, honest to God, like hands up to God, like I haven't had anything, and obviously
That's what the fuck
I
I've been
only-
sitting on.
I've been looking for that.
Don't touch it.
Obviously, I've been. I tested the boat a little bit before I put it into the shop to kind of figure out what the issues were and see if I could, go through them as a homeowner. But once I figured that out, I took it to a professional,
Right.
and that's where it's been since now. However, the professionals have dug into it and they're handling it now, and
It's up to them.
I think
Makes sense.
in my personal, in my thoughts, obviously I'm thinking deeper into it because it's, now what's up, Kevin? Now
Kevin in
it's
the
it's a
house.
large, it's a paperweight now, essentially.
Your boat?
To me, a very expensive paperweight. Yeah.
For now.
For now.
Right now it
And
goes approximately as
so
fast as
I'm
your
just-
John Deere.
I knew you were pissed when I saw your text message the other day. I knew you were fucking pissed about it.
Well,
I'm
it's
not-
more
I'm-
frustrated. I think.
It's frustrating.
Let's go with frustrated.
I think Ranger and Johnny Morris and Bowers Marina is gonna
They're gonna take care of
handle
it.
the situation.
Johnny Morris is on it, dude.
I think they'll take care
It's
of it.
terrible, isn't it?
It kind of sucks out of a can. I mean, I'm still gonna drink it, but it kind of sucks out.
That's what I'm telling you. It's not
Kevin,
the
what's
same.
up, G?
Kevin Peon Parsons
So that's
Oh!
where we
Bailing.
stand with the boat.
bailing on me tomorrow.
Whoa.
Shoots me a text message saying he wants to go fishing. We set something up, and then he's like, "No, man, I got to do some housework."
Dude, that sounds like a bad hookup. Like, oh yeah, let's hang out. Like, oh, let's. You get the car.
I
to
thought
get
we were
ready.
supposed to watch Netflix and chill. What
Yes,
happened?
it's worse than that. It's worse than that. It's literally worse than
Like,
that.
I got an iPad. We can put Netflix on the boat.
So, anyway, I want to get this out here before. So, for those of you that are still on, we are going to have Logan Parks on here coming up within the next 15, 20 minutes. So, please like and share this. We want to get as many people listening to Logan as possible as he comes on and takes some time out of his evening to come on and talk to us. So, if you're still on, if you're watching, we please appreciate it. We would love it if you like and share. Definitely share it so we can get as many people tune in and listen to Logan as possible. Again, this guy is like 22, 23 years old, has already won a couple serious tournaments, won over $1 million
They
in bass
didn't-
fishing.
They didn't
Like-
fill me in, Kevin. Go ahead. I'm
So he's
sorry.
already won the $1 million U.S. Open, fishes the Bassmaster Opens. So please go ahead and share this for us. Help us get Logan's name out there and make his time worthwhile as he comes on to talk to us.
Yes, please.
And watch me make faces as I drink this.
So apparently,
Horrible
what Kevin is
Horrible
saying,
beer.
This beer is warm.
and I did not catch this. These
Uh.
guys got matching hats.
Who?
I got a gray Coaster hat. Y'all got camouflage hats. Kevin said it is cute. But did y'all call each other
Didn't he
ahead of
bring a bag of
time
ice?
He
and
brought
say,
ice. I'm gonna
say
fix
wear the camo hats? And nobody told me for some reason.
I always wear a camo.
I mean, I got to support Missile Baits, my favorite salt plastic company.
I mean, I got a camo hat. Someone would have filled me in.
They also
I'm
make great
just kidding.
cheeks.
Kevin.
So
Kevin's a troublemaker.
the reason, and because I guess we're somewhat killing time at this point, but the reason why I like this hat a lot is because so this is your typical. So basically, to my
Yeah, you
knowledge,
got a serious bend on that hat.
you can't really buy these,
No,
right?
drain
So
that
like
water.
you have to kind of be. I mean, you can, but like you kind of can't. So like, if you ever 99% of the time, if you see somebody wearing a hat like this, they're a service member. A lot of times these get given out at certain events and what have you. And all of us that wear these have a patch. So this patch is from Virginia Military Institute. That's where I went to college. So
Yeah, Kevin.
we have our own unit patch. This patch does not exist anywhere in the world with the exception of the Virginia Military Institute. So like, I know if I get a comment on this patch,
Oh, good lord, Chad. I got the
It's getting cold.
which way I gotta go? I got the Halloween fishing shirt on though. That my wife had got me. It's the Reaper. I'm the fish Reaper.
Halloweener.
Yeah.
Halloweeny.
Yeah, Halloweeny. Fucking fish reaper. Fuck y'all. You see, remember last year? I don't know if he's on, but thank you for your service, Tony. That's correct. Thank you, sir. We appreciate it.
Oh my
God, this
beer's hard.
And like I had told you before, what the military did for my dad at his funeral.
Yep.
I wish I would have joined. I don't know if y'all remember last year, but Kevin went fishing. Evan. The name's so familiar. Went fishing around Halloween time. Had some posts on Facebook with a skeleton.
Yeah.
For a co-angler. He had a skeleton co-angler. Yeah.
Kevin, can you please send us that picture?
Evan, not Kevin.
Evan, sorry. Evan, can you please send us that picture?
I don't know if Evan's on, but Evan, if you're on, brother, man, yeah, send us that picture of you and your skeleton co-angler Halloween last year. Evan said
I might do that for my tournament on Conowingo on the 29th.
Evan was telling me he had a
rider?
If I don't have a rider.
You might need one.
I may not need to share my fish either.
So Evan went to
I'm kidding.
Evan went to New Orleans for a while near the end of the season this year, and that's why we ain't seen him in a little bit.
Yeah, he went MIA in New Orleans.
Yeah, he went at MIA in
Has
New
anyone
Orleans.
checked on him?
Came back twice as drunk as before he left. Now he's back. Hunting season, he's a big duck hunter.
Oh yeah.
Next week,
Dude, I might have to go out
Next
hunting
week.
with him for real. Like I
Oh,
really
that's
want
the
to
shit.
try it.
but he did fish this week for the first time in a while. Me and him went out Saturday. It was flooded tide. Oh, I'm sorry, it was a low tide, and the wind was blowing the tide out. Like it was insane.
Yeah.
High tide was extremely low. And we caught one. We only stayed. What's up, Dan? We only stayed out for a little while and we went back in. But then he went back out later in the week, smashed them like you and Kevin did when y'all went out.
Kevin, I do know your schedule. That's why I would think when you got a day off, you would want to go fishing.
You send the link.
Did we?
Did you?
I did not.
You should. I told him. Dan was good, man. Kevin.
Did you send me the link?
No, so Chad has it.
On what?
I have
page?
no idea what link it is.
Okay.
All I know is the email.
Okay, no, it's okay.
Yeah.
We got
I
it.
can
All
do
right,
that.
so
Yeah.
Paul, can you do me a favor? Go to invite guest right there for just a second. Now, copy that link. Go back to Facebook.
I got this.
Kevin said he trying to sleep in, dude. And Paul said, "I
There
got
it is.
this." We don't need no.
Now,
we don't
can
need no
you
jazz.
send that link to me, to
Like
my
Raymond.
person, or actually send it to Rob? Rob, you
No.
send it to Logan
Okay.
because you already have his
It's
contact information, right?
Yes.
It's his name fishing at gmail.com. It's not that hard.
Oh shit, true.
Put it on.
Okay, send me the link.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Tell everybody.
I've overcomplicated this. It's my bad.
Sorry.
What is happening?
So we got make Jarton's boat. It's got him pissed. Kevin wants to sleep in and do yard work. It's about where we at right now. Evan's been in New Orleans.
Kevin's gay.
Yeah. Show the picture. That's not him.
Okay, here we go.
Is that
We're not showing a
No,
picture.
no, hold on.
What is this?
Did I get
That's
it?
a Tony.
That is a Tony.
I see it's Tony, but like, what's going on here?
Work in progress.
What are you trying to
Man.
do?
We're trying to make sure Logan gets this link so he can join us in approximately up to X amount.
It
Hey,
was
Kevin, let me know I'm in.
It was already
What
copied.
is
Forget
up
about
with
Paul.
the Wi-Fi?
It was already copied.
Why is the Wi-Fi
Tony's got it.
so-
We're good.
Did you send it to him?
Yeah.
Logan Parks?
No, I sent it to Tony. Who's going to send it to?
Yes. Now
We're so fucking dysfunctional. It's definitely the shenanigans.
it's because I've drank this piece of shit beer.
we're like Beavis and Butthead times two.
Capital L.
It doesn't. It's an email address. The capital doesn't matter.
Okay.
I don't know what the fuck we would do without Paul. That's all I'm saying.
Fishing.
Paul's like capital L.
Fishing.
Wait a minute. What were you trying to spell earlier? Well, teach Chad how to spell
Amateur.
Amateur. That shit was 10 minutes of like, no, it's A,
Yeah, but that's
A-U, A-M, A-U.
I couldn't hear because you were fucking laughing at nothing.
Because that was something. It was not nothing.
I'm like trying to hear what he's saying. I'm like, I can't hear.
I just get fucking laughing like an idiot. Shit.
Put in a subject.
Can you hit
Logan
him up?
Parks Fishing at gmail.com.
Do you mind?
We just go-
What's the semicolon at the end?
It's
Well,
just
it's
for
for
the next
additional.
email address.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
good.
so you're good.
Click subject, or not, or just send it.
Send without subject.
He's just gonna get some random email. from
It's
some
like
random
tapping
person.
it before you
Oh,
wrap
no.
it. It's the same type of thing.
I
Can you-
told him we would email him, so he should.
Can you
Yeah, but he
confirm?
doesn't know who
Do
that's
you
coming
mind
from.
confirming that?
Yeah,
Thank you. Very, very.
Yeah, just let him know that
After
was
that.
that place.
Yeah, technology is not exactly our strong suit here, but we
Speak for
attempt.
yourself.
So technology is not the strong suit for everyone here except for Paul. However, we do attempt.
Kind of what I do for a living.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. I told him to only send the email. There you go.
I don't know if I can finish that. That beer sucks.
It's terrible.
It's really
Pumpkin.
So I'm telling you, so the pumpkin
Nitro,
in a bottle is
in a
good.
bottle is fantastic.
the one that you had.
Yes.
Yeah, in a bottle is good. This is like dog piss fermented in herring.
It's awful.
Like this is really, really bad stuff.
It's not good at all.
It's like if a dog ate a pumpkin, then took a piss on your face.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
Like
it's,
this
not,
shit
it's,
sucks.
it's not good.
Yeah, that don't sound good, dude. I don't think
I don't know why it's so bad, but it's bad.
Yeah, it's really not
It's a lot of
good. Did we tell Logan to have a beer when he gets home with us?
I mean, it's called Bass and Beer. You know what I'm
I've
saying?
filled them
It'd
a
be
little
cool.
Okay, you feel me?
Yeah.
Did we hear now without saying the name? Did we hear anything else from our potential prospective guest?
No.
Mm-mm. No.
Who
We'll
may or
work
may
it out.
not have won a Bassmaster Classic, but we won't say the name. We're working on some stuff here, guys.
Okay.
I think that narrows it down to like 27 people.
Pretty much where I'm at.
That's one out of 27.
Yeah.
I'll give you a hint. It's not
Nothing
KVD.
back.
That is
No,
correct.
it's not KVD. Oh, Deborah sent me something. Deborah.
Although if
just
it
sent me
was
a message.
KVD, I would probably get a boner.
Should I play the edit?
No, the
tonight?
one that we got is way better.
Yeah,
than
dude, play the
KVD.
edit. Play the edit.
Should I play my edit
Yeah, play
tonight?
the edit.
You
Come
think
on, let's
so?
play it right now while we wait for Logan to hop on.
All right.
I think it's a perfect time.
I will attempt to send it over.
Tony.
Hello?
Let's
Yeah, I know. I shared that today. And
Did
now I'm drinking
This
some
whole-
pumpkin shit.
Oh, it was.
beer.
Yeah, it
This
was.
is pumpkin shit.
Yeah.
Pumpkin shit.
So look, all right, hold on. Look, we got to talk about this. So because this is Bass and beer, we don't give enough.
We had enough,
we don't
too.
talk enough about the beer. I did share something tonight that says it's from a repost from Natural Light Beer, which is one of the most reliable beers ever. Right? You know what you get. It's cheap. It does the job. It tastes halfway decent, especially if you've had 30. Like it does a job. So Natural Light posts something that says 3 steps or 2 steps on how to enjoy a pumpkin spice IPA. Number 1, pour it out. Number 2,
Drink a natty.
drink a Natural Light instead. And that's what I'm about to do because this motherfucker right here is some garbage. This beer right here is like horrible. Like it's not even kind of fun. Like I am not an IPA guy. I hate
And they
IPAs.
sponsor us.
I think if you put jet fuel in a can and put IPA on it, dumb white people would drink it. Okay, no offense, Paul. I know you like IPAs.
I like IPAs.
I'm sorry, but that's just my opinion. Like I just think IPAs suck. I'll never like them. Now this shit in a bottle is delicious. It is tremendously delicious. But in a can, dude, like it's like fermented fish. It's just nasty. It's like the carp in Joppa Town after the fish kill of 2016. It's just not good. It smells bad.
It isn't.
So on the other note, me liking IPAs, I am drinking one of my favorites tonight. This is the Dominion Brewing Company Double D Double IPA, and it will get you right in a hurry because
Evan said
it's up there.
Evan says he's at a fucking barbecue in
What's this, dude?
Bel Air somewhere. But
Why?
told him to send us the
All
pic
right.
if you can.
Was that the barbecue bash?
Yeah, yeah,
Dude,
that's
like,
exactly where
here's-
he's at.
here's my
Oh, you
thing,
know,
right?
you're familiar? You know about this?
I mean,
heard
it's
about
a pretty big amount.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm in Baltimore.
So
Yeah, it's a pretty big amount.
this is a 9. This is
Yeah,
8.6%, and like
Pete
here's the
said
thing.
IPAs suck ass.
Thank you, Pete. We're gonna hang out later.
You suck ass, Pete.
Old Peter Plopper,
because dude,
my
like
brother.
I like, here's the thing. I really enjoy beer, like tremendously. I really, really enjoy
I don't
it,
like it.
and I can usually make it through.
I don't like beer.
I can make it through any beer. This
Why,
is
I
giving me
love
second
beer.
thoughts
Can I
right
taste
now.
You mind?
Yeah, please taste it.
I don't like normal beer like your
Oh my
American.
Okay,
God,
wait a
dude.
minute. No. I got it.
Fuck, dude.
I got it right now. Okay,
It is nasty as
Chad.
fuck.
Okay,
This is gross.
this. Okay, imagine for just a second. Okay, you just left the dentist.
It's
just-
terrible.
He just cleaned your teeth. You got that awkward, nasty mint shit lingering in your mouth,
And you
and
go
then
to
you
Starbucks and
you
you
go-
get a pumpkin spice latte.
no, you go eat a pumpkin pie at grandma's house.
Oh,
You know how good it's supposed to be, but it sucks. And that is
That's
this
okay.
fucking beer right here.
Dude, that shit was fucking nasty.
I
dude.
know. You want
Oh
to
my
finish it?
God,
Because I don't.
Fuck no, I don't want no more of that shit.
This shit's gross.
oh, Dan Vaughn breaking out the Yingling chocolate.
Those are actually really
Those
good.
are good.
Yeah, that's a
Yingling
good one.
chocolate?
Yeah.
Really?
Do I really have to
I
drink
stick
this?
with my Bud Light lime and
I
my
can't-
tequila. I'm
No.
good.
See, I
Yeah.
can't drink normal like your everyday beers like your Bud Lights or Budweiser.
Can you
I can't
try
drink
this?
that. No,
Please.
I'm good.
Don't drink that shit, dude.
I'm good.
I think I'd rather drink Red Man Dipspit than drink
That's been sitting in a truck for like 3 days.
in July.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It smells like rotten meat when you
Yeah.
open
Oh
it
yeah.
I don't get Brian's comment. They someone to fill me in. I'm not a
Fat Tire's a beer.
Oh, okay, got you. Blue Moon is my go-to. That's what Evan.
I'm not
Evan drinks those Blue Moon.
I'm not a big
But that's
fan
a
of Blue
seltzer, right?
No, Blue Moon's a Belgian white.
So it is a beer.
So it's kind of like a chalky flavor to it to me. It's like
Dude,
a,
that's a little rough.
high
I'm not
and
a huge-
hazy IPA makes a few good ones. We got a whole beer thing going on now. I get with this.
Yeah.
Look,
I
that's the only
can't.
beer you need. The bubbly wiser.
I'm a big fan of the
Why?
hazy IPAs, Jake.
I'm good.
I might
So
have to check that
the
out.
only thing I will say about this that is like drinkable is that the fact that it's smooth. If it
Ain't
tasted,
shit about that drinkable, dude.
hold on. If it tasted like shit and it like had that like really carbonated type where it just like was like oh no. But like
It's probably because it's nitro.
it's flat.
It's the nitro.
It's like a malty.
What's the
type.
nitro mean?
Oh, no.
So it's instead of like normal carbonation, they use nitrogen. It's like Guinness.
Dude, Guinness.
And
Like
it does give it
I
a
don't
different
like
flavor.
Guinness, and I would drink Guinness.
That's
with
what it
water.
reminds me of. Guinness with a pumpkin flavor.
You
Now think
insult
about it.
Guinness. The good name of Guinness.
So speaking of beers,
It's like really thick,
one of my-
like Guinness though. Like
It is
one of my
Yeah.
all-time favorite beers that you can't get very often is actually made right in Bel Air. Independent Brewing Company's Chesapeake Pale Ale.
Those are really
Yeah.
good.
oh, I had those.
It's got a
before.
it's like an IPA with a little bit of like grapefruit to it, and surprisingly super good.
Do you like
I can drink
the
the shit out
Do you
of it.
like the Blue Eye Blonde?
I haven't tried that one.
No,
No,
that's like their most popular one.
it's a blonde. That's why
Really?
I like hoppy beers
Right.
rather than like weedy beers. So
I like Bud Light, lime,
I like
and tequila.
Labatt Blue
Oh,
Light.
good.
I'm pretty sure I
Natural
could just like pull hops off the vine and chew on them.
Yeah,
Like, that's how hoppy I want my beer to taste.
really.
See, like I actually respect it because, like, if I drink like what's a Flying Dog IPA,
oh
Like
yeah,
a raging
yeah,
beer.
I tried that
any
too.
of them, any of them.
Yeah.
Like I drink it and it's like watching an old person eat a lemon, like their face turns inside out. Like that's my reaction to when I drink most IPAs.
See, that's
It's
how
just too much.
that's how I am when I drink like a Budweiser. Like I can't stand the taste of
Really?
Budweiser. It's just there's something about
Wow.
that just
What?
disagrees.
Budweiser?
Like a Budweiser. Yeah,
Dude,
it's
that's the
something
first
about,
beer I ever drank.
something about that just like disagrees with my taste buds. Like I just don't like it.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't like Budweiser, Coors, any beers like that.
Coors is good too.
No, not to me.
Hey.
Can't stand it.
You don't like the Colorado Kool-Aid?
No.
God, that's not
You
good.
know what Colorado Kool-Aid is?
I can't think
It's a
straight
can
because
of
this
Coors.
aftertaste of beer is so fucking horrible.
It's a can of Coors,
Yeah.
chilled in a mountain stream.
The only thing-
Colorado Kool-Aid.
The only thing I have to say
Hold on,
about
what's-
Coors Light,
You never heard that song?
It sounds horrible. It's a gimmick.
Rob,
That's a gimmick.
No, this is cat piss.
That's what it tastes like. Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Rob, I only have one thing to say about Coors Light. If I wanted to drink water, I'd get it out of the faucet.
Okay. Yeah, well,
Look, man,
you know.
tall boys.
I don't
Coors
drink
Light.
that much.
Look, I drink a tall boy Coors Light before I operate heavy machinery. All right, that's just to get you in the right frame of mind.
It's to keep you hydrated.
Exactly. That is
You gotta
correct.
stay hydrated.
You know what I mean?
hear you.
If you run a marathon, you drink Natural Light. If you get somewhere, you drink Blue Moon, and you drink like 45 of them.
Oh no, it's
I will say that after after
noon
running
or something
a
that
distance race, the many distance races that I ran, running a half marathon and then slamming an IPA, best thing in the world. Slamming an IPA like 9 o'clock in the morning.
How long is it?
All I'm going to say
13.1.
is,
Yeah, you more power to you, my friend, because not me.
all
I
I'm going
did
to
that a
say
couple
is,
years
if we had drinking contest Thursday nighters,
I was wearing the shirt earlier.
which one of you motherfuckers are coming in second?
Oh, I'm coming in
Oh,
with
oh, really?
Yeah, fuck yeah, please. I drink fucking tequila for breakfast. I mean, come on.
You ever heard of Kahlua? Yeah, me neither. You know why? Because she's an everydayer. Okay. 6:30 in the morning, Kahlua, motherfucker. That's
You
how
guys-
I get
bring
the
it
frame
on.
of mind.
You guys are a
Bring
bunch
it
of
on,
alcoholics.
Ranger Ramon.
No, I'm
No,
no.
you're a bunch of alcoholics.
Okay, so
Yeah.
look,
You're
okay,
a bunch
look,
of alcoholics.
for everybody watching, because this is Bastamere Radio, alcoholics.
Me and Ranger Ramon always
Listen,
talk about
alcoholics have addiction. Okay,
Uh-huh.
it's a serious problem. I view myself as a professional. Why?
it.
No,
I
don't
got
make
it.
stop. Professionals practice. I practice all day. Okay, that's why I'm good at what I do, because I practice all day long.
I'm out on that. Yeah, I'm out. I don't want none of that shit. Fucking practicing all day long.
So here's the thing:
I'll
like
practice.
in all
You
reality,
think those beers are cold yet?
in all reality, like
yeah, and ice.
I love drinking. I thoroughly enjoy drinking. I don't start. I will never start drinking before 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Ever.
Oh,
Never.
You never do?
No. No.
Me either.
Just the outside. It's going
Nope.
to take a drink.
Me either. Hope my wife ain't watching.
For real. Like, no. All jokes aside,
I started drinking 2 o'clock this morning, and I haven't stopped yet.
was it night?
2 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, I used to do that in college.
Yeah, I live like I'm in college, but I'm grown and my kids are grown. So it's like
Why
I'm
were
in
you
college.
awake 2 a.m.?
I have no idea because I've been drinking.
Wait, so you really started drinking at like 8 o'clock last night?
Yeah, I don't know, dude. As you get older, you sleep less. It's funny because they say you sleep more. Well, no, it's kind of weird because I do nap. So like I'll fall asleep at random times.
Rob's falling asleep at red lights.
Yeah, right. But then up all night because I slept at red light for a half an hour. No, but seriously,
Half hour.
I'm just joking.
So you want to?
I'm just, of
Just a
course,
couple turns.
You wanna
of
go to
course
sleep?
I'm playing.
You want to go to sleep a little? You want to actually go to sleep tonight and get them to go fishing with me in the morning?
Yeah. You know what the serious part is? You nap more, but you sleep less. I don't know if that makes sense. Like if I try to watch a movie, I'll fall asleep, but then I'll be up all fucking night. Now, when I was younger, watch a whole movie and sleep all night, not want to get up in the morning because I was tired.
You know
Now
what
I
gets me?
kind of sleep.
As soon as I get off work, man, I'm like,
I can do that.
drained. I got to take a nap.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah,
like you
that's
said,
kinda
then you
where
can't
I'm
get then you can't go to sleep till like 1 o'clock in the morning.
at.
You got to get up.
Exactly.
You got to get up at six to go to work.
Yeah, that's exactly how it is for me. That's exactly how it goes. So it is what it is. So why not have a drink? Fuck it. Where are you fishing tomorrow?
I was thinking of bush.
Yeah. Oh, you did say that. How's the bush fishing this time of year? Should be good.
Honestly, I've never fished the bush this time of year.
Really?
The only thing I fished the bush for this time of year is stripers.
So you know who I actually that makes me think. You know who I really want to have on the show at some point, and I know
Dude, Logan
It's kind of a-
have Logan Parks.
kind of a
So,
local
yeah.
legend at this point, but I want to have Mark Hucks on from the Working Fisherman.
Working
because
fisherman.
Yeah. Did he ever respond back?
I never messaged him.
No. Remember the one show we did?
So he likes all the stuff. And Mark, if you're watching, and
There we go.
maybe you are, Logan's on.
Oh, there we go.
So let's tune him in.
There
Sorry,
we
we'll
go.
get back to Mark in just a second.
Here
But
we go.
Logan Parks is on here, and we're going to tune him in here in just a second.
There we go.
What's up?
Hey, Logan.
Logan, what's going on, brother? Can you
Hey,
hear
man.
us?
Good. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, buddy, loud and
we
clear.
hear you.
I'm out on the boat, but I'll get in the truck in a second.
Oh,
No, He's putting fuel in the boat.
Yeah,
Very nice.
he's at Sam Rayburn.
I was gonna say you're getting ready for Sam Rayburn, right?
Okay.
Got the Bassmaster Open out here next week, so final open of the season, gonna be serious. So come down the wire.
So go ahead.
I heard so speaking of Sam Rayburn, I heard the grasses really came up there. I was down there in end of February, and there was like barely any grass to be found. I heard that a couple of people talking to the grasses really came back up this year.
Yeah, there's hydrilla absolutely everywhere right now. It all looks like a problem, you know. You can't. It's hard to know which hydrilla is better than the other hydrilla.
Yeah, that's the problem when you get so much of that. It's just hard to break it down. There's
Right.
so much that looks good.
It's just crazy to me that this time of year you can fish grass.
Well, it's
You don't know
Texas.
fish outside of Maryland.
Right. Well, it's in
that's
Texas.
like,
I mean, I guess it becomes about covering water, you know, at that point.
I mean, I was fishing grass down there in February.
wow. Yeah, you can't fish grass here in February.
No.
I want to ask Logan. So, Logan, when you was here fishing the open on the Chesapeake, you fished the Gunpowder River?
Yeah, I like 1-2 punch deal. Where I would start in the gush there till about 10 or 11, and then I would run back, and I had a couple stretches that when the tide got real, I could there, but I really relied on gunpowder.
Really? Where do you, if you don't mind answering, what area of the Gunpowder were you fishing?
Well, in practice, and I actually pre-practiced, and really well in the canals. There's a few different canals that to that bridge and towards the back of Gun. There was a few.
Oh, you went all the way up there?
canals going. Yeah, I give you the backstory on it. I went and practiced, and from what I know, it's normally not, but for whatever reason, considered it part of the proving grounds for the all the stuff that I was really relying on limits. So that was kind of like, I think I could have, had to fish some of those places, but I guess, is that normal there?
So Logan, I guess my question for you is, what really drew you to the Gunpowder? And I guess to lead into that question, for me personally, it's a variety, right? The Gunpowder offers a lot of wood, offers a lot of grass, and offers a lot of, believe it or not, a lot of offshore. When you were looking at the map or when you were pre-fishing, what really drew you into the Gunpowder? What made you really look at it?
Man, I just and fishing those flat, it's just kind of like out here, that is overwhelming. I feel like it's like that. And I was scared. I came up in pre-practice for 2. I spent 2 days on the flats, and I ended up going where I ran into y'all at the boat ramp down to Gunpowder just to kind of get away from everybody. There was going to be a million people out there on the flats. I wanted to just try and have something that I could find in myself far enough away that I'd be able to get something to myself a little bit.
So what was the biggest fish that you caught in practice or in the tournament in the Gunpowder?
I caught 2 of the tournament that was close to powder.
Sorry, we'll say it one more time. You cut out there. What was the biggest one again? I'm sorry.
Hang on. Can y'all hear me better now?
Yes.
All right. Sorry, my CarPlay was messing up. I caught one of the event in Gunpowder. It's probably the biggest one I caught back there.
Still didn't hear what he said.
That's awesome.
So, speaking, you were talking about the flats. I happened to see something on your Facebook about an osprey. So, what happened with
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, dude, that's wicked.
That was actually pretty crazy. I was fishing in Susquehanna River, and I was coming back down. Uh, hello.
Well,
Go ahead. Sorry, we got you
Go
back
ahead.
now.
Better.
It's still cutting out.
he said the service was really bad.
Yeah, I know the service isn't good.
If he's anywhere near where I was on Rayburn, there's like no service
Yeah, it's
whatsoever.
probably out like
Hey, Logan, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear y'all. Find me.
There you go. I think.
No, it keeps cutting out for some reason. I don't
Yeah,
know
it's
what's
still,
going on there.
Yeah.
still breaking up a little bit.
Technical difficulties.
he's probably out in the middle,
Middle of nowhere. I'm
the
sure.
middle of nowhere. And obviously, I got
Um,
Wi-Fi at my house, so
We'll see.
Y'all can't. Can y'all?
So we're getting most of it, Logan. So if you want to go ahead and tell us that story about that osprey, and we'll whatever we can pick up, we can at the absolute most. Either way, we appreciate you coming on and all that stuff. We'll deal with the technical issues on our side.
Man, I can try and leave and join back if you think
You're
that
actually
would
good right
maybe
now.
help.
Right
I've
now,
got-
right,
Okay.
yeah.
I got 5 bars, so it should be. But anyways, the osprey. I was up the stuff coming back down, and I saw something. I almost hit it. I was like, "Oh crap, it's a log!" And I saw these wings start flapping. And I was like, "Holy cow, that's a big bird!" And trolled back over there to it. I got on the troll motor, and I realized it was a big in the middle of the Susquehanna River, like right under the bridge. And I didn't have a net that opens, so I tried to get it to grab my push pole because it needed help, like it wanted to get out of the water, and it just push pole. So I kind of distracted it with the push pole and reached around real behind its head and just kind of like threw it in the boat real quick. Put on the back deck, and I was able to get to a dock on the bank and drop it off and call the local Osprey Center, the Raptor Center, and they actually came and picked it up. And
That's awesome.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
that's a really cool story.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
You go out there fishing. I see those things come down, and they're dive bombing the water at 100 miles an hour, like all the time. I've had them come down and dive bomb my swim baits before. Those things are gnarly. So that's definitely kudos to you. I would have definitely been pretty nervous to definitely try to pick up one of those birds.
That's really cool, man.
Yeah.
Dude, so what I understand, you were 1 pound out of being in the top 10 on the Chesapeake?
yeah, I was. I did make the top 10. I think it was like 13 ounces actually.
Wow.
Wow.
So
Close.
it was close. I just needed, one more good one, catch, man. At kind of
I told you
like
you
right
were
by the
on the right
ramp.
river, dude. I told you were on the right river when I saw you, man.
So
When it's on, it's on.
So speaking of the opens, Logan, how are you standing right now in the overall points? You fished all 9 opens, right?
Yeah, I did. Right now I'm sitting in the cut, a point lead over the guy behind me. So I gotta, this one, and I can't slip up, and I'll make the Elite Series.
Yeah, that'd
Nice.
be awesome.
Yeah, man.
So you just had like what, a 15th place finish on Hartwell, I think? 14th or 15th?
It's been quite the roller coaster. I had 13th. It was 13 or 15 ounces that I missed the top 10, and then I had on the Red River like 100 something place, and then I go to Hartwell and I'm less than a pound. So it's been
Wow.
some highs and lows lately.
Awesome.
When you were here, you finished like great. I want to say you were 13th and Keith Poche was 12th. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Was Keith Poche fishing the same area as you?
I did see him there. Yes.
Yeah, so I figured. Yeah,
For
Yeah,
sure.
I think
The
he went
area
back
fish
at
is
some
small. The area
Oh, yeah.
fish is small. You know what I mean?
But I mean, for the Gunpowder River to get a 12th and a 13th says a lot.
Fantastic,
10.
in my
Yeah.
opinion. I
Although
have.
it's still got one on the flats, but still.
That's why I
Well,
definitely
no, I
said.
got one in the Northeast.
Well, yeah, Northeast. Oh, I thought he was on the flats.
No, he was in the Northeast.
Oh.
Got one in the
So
Northeast.
my
There was
question,
one person in the top 10 that was fishing the flats.
So Logan, obviously
The
you
flats.
fished at University of Auburn. I fished in college myself. My school was a little bit different than yours. I started the club at my school. We didn't have the longevity or the support that you did. How do you feel that fishing in college prepared you for fishing the opens and these big national level tournaments?
Man, I
May have lost.
would say that the college fishing route, it really prepared me a lot. We got places in college that the opens go to this year, and helps diversify your fishing. You get to travel across the country, and if you go to like Auburn, that is really supportive and helps fund everything, you can fish for basically free, like I did for 5 years. I mean, it was an awesome that I think you're going to see a lot of the future pros coming out, more and more pros that are ex-college guys, just because.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
I would agree. I mean, I think guys like you that have had really good starts on obviously the U.S. Open that we'll get into in a minute, the Bassmaster Opens, and then guys like Cody Huff that I fished against both you guys. Cody Huff has obviously been a big guy that come out of the college series. A number of Elite Series anglers have come out of the college series. So the college series gains legitimacy every year, I would argue.
I feel like that exposure at a younger age to the national exposure to lakes all across the country is just such a big help. I didn't really fish outside of the Maryland area until recently, until I was like 35. And the learning curve is just so much higher when you're older. I feel like you get such a big advantage when seeing it when you're younger. I wish that I had a college fishing program when I was in college to be able to to experience that. I think it would have helped me tremendously.
Yeah, man, it definitely does. And watching this that has the opportunity, I definitely recommend taking it.
So, but I want to get into this the $1 million, right? So everybody watching wants to talk about this, and I'm sure you want to talk about it too. So, we all saw it when it came out. The U.S. Open, win $1 million bass fishing.
Hey, I tried to qualify for it.
It's like this dream that everybody that's whether you're a serious tournament angler, BFLs, Opens, whatever, or you're just a dad that likes to take his son or nephew or whatever out fishing. That was kind of like, oh my God, this is awesome. So take us through a little bit about that. What was it like at practice? What was that moment when you won that tournament? Take us through a little bit about that. Like, how did that feel to win on arguably the biggest stage in bass fishing has had so far?
One of the biggest.
Real quick before we get in that, Logan, I want to mention, I believe you got in at the last minute, right? It was like a last chance to jump in it at the last minute before you explain it.
Yeah, it was a last chance qualifier that we actually made it through. So me and Tucker were fishing in college, and the advertisement for the $1 million tournament, and had some buddies, and one of my friends was in the tournament, and so I never considered really fishing it, mainly because I didn't have how to fin it. Tucker's dad actually texted us and was like, hey, what are you guys doing on November something? There's a last chance qualifier like 2 days before the championship. Can you make it there? And we were like, well, in South Carolina this weekend, but we could drive straight there and, tournament. So can you sign us up for it? Like we were just kind of both like, sure, I'd love it, $1 million. And didn't really expect everything. We ended up driving. We drove from South Carolina straight to Bull Shoals, and caught enough to. I think we came in 13th at that one, and had a half day of practice on Terra us had ever been to before. But we just spent the whole time graphing, and we found some good schools of fish offshore. Under we're really what we were looking for was fish were really relating to bait. They're very nomadic, so it was kind of just would be that it would move across, and that's when they would feed like long points. And we didn't really know what we found, and we just kind of uncovered it each day of the tournament.
Nice.
I heard you were. It was a lot of live scoping on those fish too, right? On those schooling fish.
I think the birds
Yeah.
came into play.
Yeah, the live, the 100% the deal. We caught everything with forward-facing sonar. Goals, that's what we did. And then the final day of the tournament, a lot of they weren't producing. And we ran by a place we hadn't found. There was a bunch of birds, and then they were going ham on some bait. So we pulled up and pounds there in probably 15 minutes. I mean, it was like boom, boom, boom. I got a YouTube video on it that y'all should check out if you haven't seen. But yeah, it was the birds definitely. It was kind of like someone else was there watching over us.
Aaron Martins.
Yeah,
I heard that.
Sure.
I heard that. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. So was it you that were really good friends with Aaron Martins, or was it your team partner or something? Like you guys were friends with him or something like that?
Tucker fished with him a lot and was really. I got to talk to him on the phone when we were traveling together. A few times. I know him, but when I did get to talk to him, he was awesome, man.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Aaron.
That'd be
Yeah, I got to meet him
fantastic
once. I got to meet him
experience.
once. He was such a nice guy.
Well,
such a nice guy.
He's a genuine person.
Absolutely.
He won here on the Chesapeake.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Smoked him in Middle River.
Yeah. Yeah. He caught a 7-pounder at Bowley's Marina. That's like insane, dude. Like that doesn't happen.
That was crazy. That was a crazy tournament. He won that tournament in a place that like every local wrote off. That
Right,
like,
yeah, nobody
nobody
spot.
around here. I mean, we hammered the Upper Bay, and nobody thought that nobody even had any idea or any indication that Middle River was going to be the deal in that Elite Series tournament. And he went down there and just smoked them.
Yeah, he smoked them. That's funny because anytime I think, and Logan will probably agree, because I believe when I talked to him at the boat ramp, the story with coming here is like the flats. Got to fish the flats. It's all about the
Gotta
flats.
fish the flats.
Yeah, I think you're better off staying away from the flats personally, if you ask me.
Depends on the time of year.
Yeah. True. Yeah.
Springtime, if you're not on the flats, you ain't winning.
How was the
I'll give you
experience
that.
on the
Yeah, I'll
flats?
give you
I mean,
that,
the
yeah.
flats was full. The flats was full. So, I mean, is it worth going to a full flats, or is it worth going to?
Again, in springtime,
I believe
Absolutely.
Logan fished the flats a couple days before he came and fished the gunpowder, correct?
Yeah, I caught some decent fish out there. I ended up finding one place, and on day one, I had I think 6 or 7, and I was able to run back to the flats and catch a 4 and a with like 10 minutes to work. Really kind of what anchored my bag on day one. But then on day two, I have that late boat number, and I didn't get to fish that real low tide where I could catch them out. So that's when it really I stayed in there most all the day and caught 9 or whatever I waited.
Yeah, you guys had a flooded tide, which is the toughest tide, if you ask me. Are you?
I definitely agree. A really flooded high tide is
tough.
It's super tough.
Are you?
I don't care what time of the year it is. That's tough.
Do you fish a lot of tidal waters, or was that new to you? Tides?
No, I haven't fished tides. We fished the James River for the Open earlier this year, and then we had the con Winyah Bay like the week before the Open. So I kind of got to experience it. It's pretty new to me. I like it. It's awesome, man.
Yeah, tidal water is all about the tide. It really is all about the tide.
No,
if the tide is right, a bite.
He's right. It's not. He's right. It's awesome for like an hour and a half a day.
Right.
When the tide is right, it's good. It could be on fire. That slack tide. Well, you know how it goes.
You fish for 4 hours, you catch like 20 in an hour and a half, then you fish another 4 hours without a bite.
You guys had probably one of the worst tides that you could ever have when you came here. Fishing actually was really bad here when you came. It can actually be really good. I just caught a 6-pounder on that river last week.
But the time of the year that you guys were here, that is a notoriously tough time up here.
Yeah.
So
all the time, yeah.
Yeah, it's of any time of the year to come to the Upper Bay, that's like the worst time. So don't let that experience
that's kind of what messed me
make your
up.
judgment about the Upper Bay, because that's just a really tough time of the year to fish up here.
Right now in the fall,
it's good right now.
It is. It's starting to peak right now.
The springtime, though.
I like throwing big swim baits. I like throwing glide baits and stuff like that. I've been connecting on some fish on some of my bigger baits recently, which has been really, really exciting because it's been so freaking slow throughout the summer. But the numbers are freaking picking up, and we have a great fishery.
It's funny that you guys came here and it only took 15 pounds a day to win, or somewhere around that. Springtime tournaments around here, it's
20.
If you don't have 25 pounds, you're probably not winning.
Yeah,
It's pretty
crazy
ridiculous.
to me. That's
Yeah.
crazy that it's the same fishery because I didn't think I would catch the limit either day. I was pleasantly surprised with what that's what everyone said too, that in the springtime it's unreal. So I definitely like to come back.
Oh yeah, it's a really good fishery, and where you were fishing can get really good.
If you ever come back,
let us
hit
know. Let us know when you come back. Hit us up, and we'll get together and fish. We'll fish some juice together.
All right.
Yeah, so I
That makes
ran
sense.
into Logan at so I ran into him at the boat ramp one and gave him a little juice. I hope my juice helped. Did it help? Just say yes.
Yes.
There we go.
He's like, yeah.
He kind of was like, no, he seriously super cool guy. And then the Jersey boys, we had no idea.
The Jersey boys
was like, hey, you got some zip ties? So like Logan's taking the back of his truck, get them some zip ties so they can zip tie. Like,
okay. It was at the same exact time as that, right?
Yeah. So
that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. And I was like, stay away from them flats. You want to fish here. So that was pretty much all. That's
So-
pretty much I told him.
Is your goal to make fishing a career? Like, is this what you're looking at doing for kind of like the rest of your life? You're trying to get into the Elite Series and really make a go of making this a career.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. For a long time, and I graduated college last December, and I didn't even look for a job. This is what I want to do, and this is what I was meant to do, and keep fishing. And if we don't make it this year, we're gonna fish them again next year and keep fishing them until.
That's what.
Hell yeah, man.
That's the
Dude,
attitude to have, man.
that
That's
is
the attitude you gotta
absolutely-
have
that's-
to make it.
Yeah, you got to just keep on keeping on and keep on pushing. And if that's what you feel you're meant to do and you feel it in your heart, you freaking keep on chasing that shit.
It sounds like you're very
No
close
matter
to getting
what,
in this
yeah.
year, right? It's very
Yeah.
possible that you could get in this year.
Yeah, we got a good shot this year. Wish that I could take back the Red River, because I think we'd be sitting fishing, but we got a good chance. Just got to catch them, man.
Yeah. So what? How many tournaments? So you, what is it? 9 opens,
Yeah.
and you fished all 9. How many's left? 1.
Yeah, this is the last one.
Right. So what do you have to place in this one to make it in? Well, I guess it's a lot of variables because depends on some people double qualify. There's a lot of things that go into it, right?
Yeah, there because Keith Poche and Cooper Gallant already qualified the 5th place in the overall division, and I'm in 5th right now by 7 points. John
Fantastic.
Sukup is like right on my butt. So
Oh, hook up.
He's
hook
a
up.
hammer too.
Yeah, hook up.
Yeah.
So I got a question about Rayburn. So, and this is not really to do with fishing. So when I was down there in February, it was a little the weather was a little nasty. It was like 35 degrees. The wind was blowing like 30 miles an hour. So we kind of had to stay in like Caney Creek area. We never really got to experience much of the lake. How's the weather down there? How's the wind? Is it rocking and rolling down there? Or are you able to run around pretty well?
today was nice and calm. Yesterday it was a little bummed. It's going to be good to us. The big X factor this week is it's supposed to freeze about I think Monday. I think starting front, and every morning it's going to be like high 30s, low 40s. Up that water temp a lot, I think, and it's going to move the fish around a lot. So I don't know about that, but I'd rather have cold weather and still be able to. Hopefully the wind is nice to us.
Yeah, because it can get real big down there. I know.
Yeah.
It can get pretty big up there too.
I ran some pretty gnarly stuff up here.
I don't know, man.
Well,
That shit
so-
you guys ran into on Conowingo, Tony,
Well,
that was pretty gnarly.
So I'll tell you, I've ran some pretty gnarly stuff on the bay. Probably water that I shouldn't have ran. And when I was on Rayburn this year, we got to the mouth of Caney Creek and we're like, nope, and turned right back around.
Well,
And
they-
just fished the creek.
They had to run. So normally, locally, you can launch. There's so many tributaries off the bay, like Gunpowder or Bush River.
Oh yeah,
River,
but in a
and
tournament,
you
like,
can launch there. But in a tournament, if you launch up northeast, you got to run it. And
so we launch a
I can't run it in my boat. That's for sure. I
So
would
we-
die early.
we launch a lot of tournaments. A lot of our Bass Nation tournaments launch down here. Like when I say down here, like in the Gunpowder area, in Dundee Creek. If you fish down there, that's where a lot of our nation tournaments. So we're always running from this end up to where you guys launched.
That's
You guys are
brutal,
doing
too.
the opposite.
Either way is brutal.
Oh yeah, no, it's if you get the. I know you guys had if I remember right, you guys had a south. What was it? A north wind and an incoming tide on the first day, and that's never a good combination.
And a full moon and flood tide. It was just terrible. Like worst conditions ever for fishing tidal.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, when you got a full moon.
Well, the full moon's fine as far as the it's when the wind starts blowing against the tide.
Well, that's even worse.
And Logan, if I
The
remember
tide
right, it
is
was
harder with a full moon.
it was blowing.
Yes.
It was blowing right against the tide that first day, wasn't it? In the morning.
So the
Yeah.
tide wanted to pull out.
The morning of the first day, that run down there was pretty choppy.
So,
Yeah,
Logan,
she's a little nasty when it blows
what
against
kind
the
of
tide.
boat are you running? You running a Phoenix, Ranger, Triton? Like, do you think that boat helps you run that big water like that?
Yeah, man, absolutely. I'm running the Nitro Z actually the boat that we won in the big U.S. Open tournament, and that boat, you know, it handles big water really well. I was in some pretty big waves at Oneida this year, and I've been very, very impressed with that boat. I had it for that long run.
Yeah, it's good. I know a friend of mine he just got a Z21 XL this year, and he said that boat's really, really nice.
Nitro makes a nice boat. I would always I would buy it from a dealer instead of like Bass Pro Shops, but I would always buy it from a dealer.
Fuck, you love
Nitro
Bass.
makes a fantastic.
You just
boat.
said Johnny Morris was your boy. He's going to take
Dude,
care of
I'm
you.
I'm on a Ranger, man. I'm on a Johnny Morris Ranger. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about it. Nitro gang, Ranger gang, Ranger gang, Ranger gang, Ranger gang,
So-
Ranger gang.
So, Logan, if you had to pick right now, 20-pound bag of largemouth, 20-pound bag of smallmouth, what are you picking right now?
Depends on, I don't know, probably a 20-pound bag of largemouth, but if you said, yeah, probably so.
So I have a question. I'm speaking of smallmouth. I have a question for you. Did you?
We're not
So I
speaking
heard
of
you say you were up in the
smallmouth.
river. Were you able to run into any of the smallmouth up in the Susquehanna?
Man,
Because there's some big
I
smallmouth
caught,
up there.
I caught two smallmouth in practice, and I caught them both on the flats. So I was like, wow. And that river, and I catch a few largemouth. I was a little disappointed.
How big were the smalls that you caught on the
I
flats?
caught one off of the flat. There was just a random tree like blown up on the edge of a flat. There wasn't really even any grass around. I found smallmouth off of it in practice.
Were you when you were on the gunpowder in the canals? Were you flipping, spinner baiting? What was the deal? Chatterbait?
And so I kind of did something, you know, probably a lot of people. I fished in some places back there, some water depth to it, and there was a lot of bait back there. You know, I caught two on the second day, on a drop casting to them and watching them on Panoptics, and I caught everything else but watching them on Panoptics.
So
Casting
you didn't
to
just
them.
beat the bank then. You didn't beat the bank. You
No,
stuff.
I trolled around until I saw fish, and I casted at those fish.
Oh wow.
That's, in my opinion, in the particular area that I am thinking of.
The forbidden area.
It's in the forbidden zone. It's hard to identify fish because there is so much bait. There's so many fish between
Was this a large?
between largemouth catfish, carp, shad,
Was this a large open
crappie,
area?
white
Snakeheads.
perch, yellow perch, snakeheads. I mean, and it's just absolutely completely loaded. And trying to identify the, you know what I mean?
Well, first of all, was this a very large open area?
Do we have to go into that? We don't have to go into that.
And then, so you were actually fishing some offshore spots back in there.
Yeah, I had a few different areas back there, and they were all large open areas, but
Okay. Yeah, I
they
got
all three deeper water to them, and I was able to, you know, like it's funny because it was
how deep?
it was really difficult. I had on day one, I didn't catch a fish in there until like 10 o'clock, and I was on. I hit one last place out of the last place I was fishing, and I caught in a row. I filled my limit, and I caught like I think and three catfish like in between the bass. So I can row and caught my whole limit on day one like that. But I was just throwing it. There was just they were just all mixed together. It was really strange.
It is.
Yeah, they get like that. It's
Well,
something about
there's-
the bay, man. It's
Well,
catfish and bass will be like right next to each other.
Well, not
In
only
shallow
that-
water, deep water, doesn't matter.
Well, not only that, but there's only so many places. So that river is and flooded in a lot of places where
True.
it's like where the fish can live is they have to live together. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. And there's not a whole lot of places for them to, spread out.
It was
Like
pretty cool.
snakeheads, you stay over there. Did you catch any snakeheads? Snakeheads, Logan?
I think our mic muted.
Oh, we got our mic muted. Sorry. Did you catch any snakeheads? I don't think he's still
We're
here.
still muted.
No, we're not muted.
Somebody's muted.
Nope.
Right there.
We're not muted.
You asked.
Press it. Press the N right there.
First, Logan?
Can you hear us now?
See the red light.
No, it's
Hey,
no,
Logan,
it's
can you hear us? Nope.
Oh, I guess we lost him.
It was a service.
That might have been
Yeah.
it for Logan.
So
Interesting, though.
yeah, that's
very
really
good.
Yeah,
cool.
that was fantastic.
I think the
I'll
I'll
think
have to send him a message. I'll send him a message.
yeah,
I think
send him a message. We thank him for tuning
Okay.
in. Oh, he's tuning back in right now.
Oh, he's coming back on. Nice.
What?
hey Logan, can you hear us?
Yeah, it dropped me for whatever reason.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
not
sure
sure what's
what's
going on
there. Did you
So-
catch any snakeheads?
I did. I caught 2 or 3 snakeheads.
Have you ever caught them before, or was that the first time running in the snakeheads for you?
I fished the Potomac for a cup like 4 or 5 years ago, and we caught some snakehead there.
I'm here. Whole bunch
Yeah.
mixed
Yeah.
in the mix.
We're not a fan. We'll just put it that way.
Well, yeah, no, we're definitely not fans of them. But however, I will say they put up a fight, kind of.
Not really.
They break my spinner bait.
Okay, so however,
They,
we don't have 12-pound bass around here, but we have 12-pound snake.
yeah, but
around
they
here.
just feel like a log coming in. Yeah.
I guess that's kind of true.
I'm not a fan. Not a fan of the snakeheads.
Me neither.
So-
So plus they get my boat all fucking slimy.
I
And
will
then
say,
I like beat them
Yeah,
and shit.
dude, definitely fuck that shit, dude. They get your boat slimy as hell.
Yeah, And you like try to grab him, he's like, "Arr," and then like your spinner bait is fucking ruined.
So I have
So what-
the most important question for Logan. This is
Go
the
ahead.
most important question we'll ask you on the show.
Here we go.
So this is Bass and Beer Radio.
Beer.
What is your favorite beer?
Favorite beer.
what's your go-to?
Think thoroughly.
I've been on a big Bush Light trend lately.
There we go.
That's
There we go.
Okay, all right.
That's
all right. All right.
My
So
man
wait,
Logan
hold on.
likes to get deep in the bush.
So is it Bush Light?
Bush Light.
Is it Bush Light or a Bush Latte? Because there's
Bush latte.
Bush
two
Latte.
different types
That's
of
the
Bush
fancy-
now.
That's the fancy French beer.
So
we Bush
Okay.
latte.
A man of culture that we obviously appreciate. So Logan, scale of 1 to 10, like
This one
10
he's
being the
drinking,
best,
so.
one
That is a
being
garbage beer.
that beer sucks. So
It really does.
scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, 1 being the worst. Obviously, you guys fished it in the toughest time of year. How would you rate the Upper Chesapeake in terms of how you enjoyed it, the scale of the fishery? The floor is yours.
Just because like the potential that I see that it has, probably, but based on how shitty it was, give it a 6.
Now we're getting to Friday night shenanigans. This is what we do.
Let's go. We love it.
It was
Yeah.
shitty.
It was.
It was
shitty.
terrible.
Definitely was.
Terrible, man. It was
Yeah.
so bad. Come back to the house, you stay with like 5 or 6 other guys, and you're like, "Get today? Did you get more than one? Did you get a bite?" Like I had 2 days. I had a bite.
I had a bite.
It
So-
really was that
Man.
bad.
No, it was.
Dude, in the summertime, so like in the springtime, I'm telling you, it's like in the springtime, it's like the land of beasts.
I don't think.
And
it was,
then all of a sudden, like summertime kind of comes around, it warms up. It's like a freaking dead zone.
no.
It is like it is like the land of coffins.
So it took 11 pounds with 3 fish, 10 to 11 pounds with 3
Dude, the
fish.
Thursday
on
nighters,
Thursday nighters.
nothing good was weighed in any of the Thursday nighters.
That's not true.
Well, hold
Yeah,
on a minute.
that-
I
yeah,
won
that's not
one of
true.
those, so hold on
So
a second.
I'll tell you
I
what
mean,
it
I
was.
wasn't
Come
almost
on.
7 pounds. So
I'll tell you what it was when they came. That flood tide. I'm telling you, that flood tide
Well,
fucking
well,
sucked.
I
The time
fished
of
the
year-
tornado storm.
I won the tornado
So-
tournament, by the way. I fished through that tornado and won that tournament, but it was not only time of year, which it is slow then, but it was even worse with that tide they had.
I will tell you,
I mean, it
Logan,
usually isn't that fucking bad. It was fucking bad.
in the summer,
Yeah.
in the summertime, especially on the flats. I mean, you saw how much hydrilla was up there. They just bury in that hydrilla, and I mean, it's so thick you can't get to them. Most of the time, summertime, that time of year, most of my bigger fish come punching hydrilla, and it's just so hard to get to them because there's just so much of it. It's kind of like you were saying about Sam Rayburn. There's so much of it. It's hard to break down. You know what the juice is.
Dude, there was 5-pounders weighed in at the Thursday nighters. Last year there was 6-pounders weighed in at Thursday night.
I thought there would be 6
I think
pounders
Big
this year.
Fish. What was Big Fish at the Open, Logan? When y'all were here, it might have been a 5-pounder.
5. I know it was at least a rider had a 5.
Yeah, there was a few 5-pounders. No 6s, I
think-
don't think.
I think it was 5, but interesting little tidbit. And out of there too. Kyle Patrick, he just beside each other like all day, but he had a big coal off the flats on day one that really kind of pushed him over the edge into the top 10. Difference between our bags, I guess. But he told me in practice in gunpowder. So there's big ones back there.
Would you say?
Oh yeah,
Would you say you caught
there
in
was
practice?
He caught a 6.5.
Yeah, I
believe
caught
that.
I caught a 6.5
damn.
last week on the gunpowder. Tony knows Kyle. Oh God.
So, I fished a lot in college, like we kind of talked about earlier. I know a number of guys that fished the college series and now on the opens, and not to anyone's discredit, because I totally understand these guys. Hey, man, what's the this is months before when you can share information, right? Obviously, these guys aren't breaking any rules. But hey, what's the deal on Upper Bay? And I'm a big guy. It's like I raise my hand. Hey, man, go fish the gunpowder. Get away from the crowd. If you fish it well and you put your head down, if you pull 15, 16 pounds out of this place,
Which you
can
can
win
do.
this tournament. Yeah, oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Oh, it's definitely gonna be done on the gunpowder.
Oh yeah.
So it's crazy that you say
That time of year.
Well, it's funny that you
Yeah,
say
yeah.
that it was so tough, because usually when you think of tough fishing, you think of that July, August time frame. But like,
This is what you think when you think of tough.
right? But like when
They
you
had the flood. Kevin in the house.
Jesus Christ. But like our tournament, so we run a weekday series out of the gunpowder every
night.
Thursday night, and it was taking 9.5 to 11.5 pounds to win, all the way up until you got
3
to the
fish.
tournament.
Free
So-
fish.
I don't know what you
5,
guys were
3.
doing, but I won one with 7.5 pounds.
So
Beat that.
Well, I won the
Monster, catching
me
monsters.
and Kevin won
Look.
the tornado tournament with less than that, dude.
I won a tournament
That's true,
with,
yeah.
But we
I
did
won-
fish through a tornado.
Dude, I won a tournament with 8, almost 9 pounds. And the next week, come out with 9.5 pounds. And everyone asked, "Hey, man, how'd you do?" Well, I did better than last week. Oh, holy crap! Here we go, and then still didn't win.
Wait a minute, that's 3 hours, 3 fish.
But that's the
3
you gotta
hours,
think,
3
too.
fish.
you got to think the amount of time that we put in over a course of time. I mean, we know where the fish are moving. That's our home one. Gunpowder. If you didn't catch that, the gunpowder is kind of our home water. That's what we fit.
Yeah, I hit him. When I,
I
hit
live
him
a-
up.
I live a mile and a half from the ramp down there, so I'm down there all the time.
I
But,
don't even move my truck. It stays there.
you know, a lot of the difference
Catch an
is,
Uber to my truck.
you know, we fish it week after week after week. Like we know where those fish move and where they're moving to. You know, it's a lot harder for somebody coming in that's never fished it before, trying to figure out where, you know, they got to break down the entire upper bay and figure out, you know, where we know in the gunpowder where those fish are going.
You got to post Greg's.
You got
comment.
to, somebody
Greg,
like you, I mean, you got to figure out where the best area is, what the fish are doing in those areas. You know, it's a lot harder for you to break it down in that short period of time than it is for us that are fishing it week after week after week all summer.
It sounds like Logan fished some spots that we probably, well, I know I never fished.
Sounds like he fished some spots that we don't talk about on this show.
Right.
Yes.
Right. That's what it sounds like.
Greg says 2
Davey,
weeks.
Davey Height might have fished those same spots if you go back and watch.
That's a good
Well,
point.
Greg
you
says,
Greg even calling it this forbidden zone.
2 weeks after the
So we
open,
call-
I caught 30 fish in the forbidden zone.
We call that area the forbidden zone.
Hey,
The
talk about
forbidden
that.
zone.
to the they caught 30 fish. Try having 7 other competitors in the forbidden.
There you
So-
go.
Oh, hold up, hold
He
up,
called
hold
it
up,
the
hold
forbidden
up.
zone, though.
I
That was
wanna
great.
be-
Hold up. Look, he's like, what kind of can did I just uncork right now?
I will
7 competitors in the forbidden zone. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be generous.
Oh, springtime?
That's a good time right there.
Yeah, springtime, it's a merry-go-round like this.
I'll
You should see it in
You
the
gotta like
springtime.
jump in and
You're
try
like-
to go around.
You're like 15, 20 boats just in a parking lot going in freaking a clockwise circle, just
So-
going around.
I'll tell
Dude,
you.
the fact that
Holy
Logan
cow,
called
are
it
you
forbidden zone, though,
serious?
it's classic.
So Logan,
That's
So
insane.
Logan, I'll tell you, in 2020, right after COVID, it was spring. You know, it's springtime. It was like April. I went back there one day, and I'm like, oh, it's the middle of the week. I'm off. I'll go back there. Ain't nobody out there. There were 27 boats in there.
No
Yeah.
way.
I
Oh, yeah.
swear there was
Oh, yeah.
20,
Swear to God,
27
yeah.
boats in there.
So Logan,
The secret is out about that
Right.
spot.
so Logan,
It's not the forbidden zone anymore. We
so
just get shit from the local guys if we don't call it the forbidden zone.
So you fish the Potomac. You've obviously fished the Upper Bay now. Like so I got friends of mine that I fish with in college or whatnot. Fish from Tennessee, Virginia, Alabama, all them guys. That when they come up here to fish with me in the Upper Bay, they're like, "Dude, how do you fish so close to other people?" So when you fished up here, when in the Forbidden Zone and other places, that large concentration of fishermen, did you feel like, wow, this is crazy, or was it just like, whatever?
Man, I hate fishing that. I don't mind
Yeah.
it in certain situations, but like shallow, I hated it. If we're offshore and you want to pull up next to me on school of 200 fish, I don't care. But like having to fish down drives me crazy. So
So
Were there locals fishing
It's
back
just-
there too, or just other people in the open? Was there
it was all opens, guys.
Oh, okay. So Tony's uncle was not there.
So might have been.
If
So-
you seen a car pulling a boat and it was his uncle.
if you hate fishing in crowds, you might not want to come up here in the springtime.
Yes.
Definitely not in the spring.
Because
Right,
you pull
right
into
now.
So you'll pull into one
But
of
if they're biting, I don't care. You know, you got to do
Oh,
what
I'm
you
the same
got
way.
to do.
Yeah.
It's
so
just,
you can
it's tough for me being from Alabama. Like, you know, like I don't know, we opportunity to kind of fish like that, and I'm always the first person to kind of ask this or if I do that. But a lot of those guys out there, man, they're cutthroat. They just it is what it
Yeah.
is. So you kind of just have to adapt to where you're fishing and know what to do. And you know, I'm not gonna ask for permission to fish when no one else is.
Right.
Just kind of just make it work.
Yeah. Logan, personally out here, this is just me speaking myself. I'm a little bit different than the guy sitting around me. I like to try to use lures that present a different presentation than what everybody else is throwing around here because we do have a high pressure area. We have an area that fishes good, but it fishes small. So in my mind, to me, I'm throwing lures that I think other guys aren't throwing and that present a different presentation, big or small, sound, everything. I like to use, I like using JDM stuff and just stuff that I think is different. And I think that is key to a lot of success in an area that is heavily pressured.
Well, that eventually is kind of why I pulled off the bank. It's on the bank, but everyone else was too, and wanted to do something a little different. I knew the fish were there, so it was more of a different way to catch them that less people are doing or no one is doing, and that's kind of why I Panoptics deal.
I really need to get on that deal.
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely need to kind of get on that.
Usually, you're not a shallow water fisherman. You're usually an offshore guy. Because I think I remember U.S. Open. You were fishing what? How deep of water in the Bass Pro tournament?
We were fishing 130 foot of water, but they were
130 foot, dude.
What?
Yeah.
They weren't that deep. They were suspended at 50.
Oh, only 50 foot deep.
Yeah, so like,
only 3 times as deep as what I catch bass.
So like,
we have no water that deep in the gunpowder. In case you didn't notice,
my dude, like, not only in the gunpowder, but like in
the whole bay
in the state of Maryland, you might find 3 waypoints.
These guys don't fish deep, Logan.
Okay, but like Paul fishes deeper than
8
us,
foot is
and
deep
Paul,
to me.
like
8 feet is
50
freaking
feet,
deep,
right?
to me.
Like,
8 foot deep water.
How often he's fishing 50 feet deep? Very few.
Oh, here very few.
Right.
Like
The Conowingo is
it
it.
doesn't happen.
Same-
Conowingo is it. Like
we were fishing 45 at the St. Lawrence.
So,
it's
in
so
the
it's-
U.S. Open,
you act like you fish the St. Lawrence every day.
But it doesn't make a difference to me. I adapt.
The
to where
argument
I go.
starts
Like,
after the
if I
bear
need to fish
starts to
45
get
feet of
drunk.
water, I fish 45 feet of water. Like it doesn't like blow my mind that I have to fish 45 feet of water.
It blows
It blows
my
my mind. It
Will y'all
blows
two
my
stop?
mind.
Stop. You're catching them 50 foot deep, right? Do you have to? Is that largemouth or smallmouth?
Spots a bit.
We had all at Bull Shoals we weighed in, but at the Table Rock deal we had smallmouth bass.
So do you have to fizz those fish when you catch them that deep, or they were fine in the live well from pulling them up from that deep?
I fizzed them. I know
Yeah.
people don't believe in it, fizzing them or whatever, and I don't know. I've got buddies that just throw upside down, and they just say they level out eventually. See anyone on the Elite Series like the Johnson brothers, like they're smallmouth and they're catching them deep. So I don't really know what I believe about that anymore. Don't like a fish sitting upside down. I've always fizzed them, and they're always perfectly fine. I was fizzing them. That's what I'm comfortable with doing.
That's what I hear. I hear if you pull them up from that deep, you should fizz them.
I respect that.
Out.
I respect that. Take the time to take care of the fish, man.
Yeah, at the least, weighted fin clips, to keep them upright.
Yeah,
so
and
that they have time to equalize.
In a team event, when you got 2 people, so then I was just back there fishing. So it's a lot easier to take the time to do that in a team deal.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well,
yeah, we won't keep loading all night. You should come
yeah,
back
we
and
are
show
going to
some
keep
other
you all
times.
night. We are
Yeah,
at 9:55. Go ahead, Logan.
If you ever come back to Maryland, dude, you're always welcome.
Yeah,
You need a
man.
place to stay.
Seriously, dude, like let
People
us
to hang
know.
out with.
You want to fish? You want a place to crash for a couple days? Fish the Upper Bay. You always got a spot with one of us.
Yeah, man.
We're happy to have you. And next Open, if it ever comes back up this way or FLW, hit us up, man. We're happy to have you.
Yeah, thank you guys for the offer. I definitely would love to take you up on that and get on get up the Susquehanna on one of them jet boats or something. Go catch that.
There we go.
That would
Yeah.
I got
I
know.
just the boat. I got just the boat.
So
Yeah.
All right. I know you're not local, Logan, and we're trying to wrap it up here, but I do
Oh, you
have a
got him
proposition
started on
for you.
Susquehanna.
So the Susquehanna is a river that it's kind of like your TVA lakes in the way that there's dams on the north and the south end, right? I'm personally the Susquehanna that you fished about 3-4 miles above that is a dam called Conowingo Dam, and the lake above it's called Conowingo Lake. At the north end of Conowingo is the most tremendous rocks and boulder formations that you have ever seen. Chad says I have balls.
Smallmouth Nation.
So
You're in a fiberglass boat, so I obviously say you have balls.
I run a fiberglass boat wide open in some of the gnarliest, nastiest shit you've ever seen. So if you are like me and are a daredevil, please hit me up and we will go up there.
I mean,
And we will run
hold
wide
on.
open and all that nonsense.
Hold on
For
a
the
second.
mid-
So much
East.
drama all the time.
Hold on a
Hold
second.
on.
You got to have a rock-proof boat.
My man's from
No,
Al-
I have a Ranger. It's rock proof.
my man's from Al-
Ranger's not rock-proof.
my man's from
It
my
is
man's
if
from
I'm
Alabama.
driving it.
Shut up.
My man's from Alabama here. I know he's fished Pickwick Dam, so like he knows about running gnarly stuff. Am I right?
Yeah, man. We
There you go.
we
Is
I've
that
seen
the
some
one?
of the stuff you guys
we
fish.
run
Is
some
that the
pretty
one
sketchy
that was
shit on the
bass
Alabama
tournament?
River too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like
Really does get really.
imagine like the gnarliest that Pickwick gets, like up towards the dam. Imagine that times about 50
For what?
for
Conowingo?
Conowingo upper
No,
end.
Pickwick Dam is way worse than Conowingo.
See, I don't think it is.
Because the current rolls about
Have you
50
fished
times
it?
as hard.
Okay, so like now, how is Pickwick marked? Like, are the rocks marked in
No,
Pickwick Dam?
it's nothing marked there.
Paul's like, fuck no, I ain't got
No.
shit, Mark.
So
kind of Wingo upriver. So you got Susquehanna, they dammed it up. You got Conowingo, and then you got Hopewell, right? It's Hopewell.
Holtwood.
Hopewood Dam, which is Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it's just like it's just like a lake in
And
between
then there's
dams.
power plant in between there.
Decent
Uh,
smallmouth fishing there.
Peach Bottom,
But
which is heated water.
I will say, if you want to catch smallmouth, come up in the springtime. You can go right above Havre degrees.
Yeah.
I mean, we
Yeah.
catch 4 or 5 pounders all day.
Right now is the time to hammer them in the gunpowder.
Yep.
Right now, the gunpowder is on fire. If you would be here right now, you would catch you a 6. You catch a couple 5s and a 6.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's pretty easy.
the open
So-
would have been down.
Hey,
All right, man. Well, we're gonna let you
Tell
go.
me shut up.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Like you wanted to say, man, if you're ever back up in the area, you need a place to crash to, when you're doing some pre-fishing or whatever, you let us know. We'll make sure we take care of you. We really appreciate you joining us on Bass and Beer Radio and giving us your information and talking to us tonight. And it's been a real pleasure talking with you. And we really hope we can get you to come back on the show sometime again.
And good luck making it on the elites. We're rooting for you, dude.
Yeah,
When you get on the elites, don't forget about us.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yep. Good luck at
Congrats,
regular.
man.
Yeah, man.
Good
Hey,
luck.
Thanks again for coming on, buddy. Good luck. We wish you the best.
We're pulling
Yeah,
for you,
thanks.
brother.
about to go have me a couple lattes. Y'all be good.
That's
Everybody, come
That's what
on.
I'm talking about.
Choo!
You take it easy, buddy. Thanks again.
See ya.
See you, brother. Have a good evening. All right.
Awesome show.
Awesome
Yeah.
show, everybody. Thanks for
Cool.
tuning in. We're logging out. That was Logan Parks. See you guys on Tuesday. Peace.